Hi, I'm Erica. This is my husband, Shawn, and this is Ace. And he has a condition called tuberous sclerosis complex, also known as TSC. Ace was 6 months old when he had his first seizure. Before that, he was a completely normal boy. He did everything he was supposed to do up until he was 6 months old, and he did something weird with his arms, and I'm like, well, that's weird. So of course I call my mom, and I'm like, Mom, Ace is doing something weird, and we looked at him and we thought, well, we need to take him to see the doctor. And it was from the first seizure he had to his diagnosis was 7 days. And in that time frame, he went from his very first seizure to having seizures pretty much all the time, where we definitely knew there was something very neurologically wrong with him. He went from being a baby who was happy, who was rolling over, who was getting ready to sit up by himself, doing everything he should be doing, and then he just stopped. And by the time we got those seizures under control, he was having clusters all day long of like 120 seizures in a cluster. And he would have like,
It's okay, buddy.
5 to 6 clusters all day. It was crazy. He didn't have any energy in his body to move, so it was just because that was all he had left in him during the end of those clusters, because he was just so wore out. Ace is a very active boy. He loves to run, he loves to jump. His very favorite thing is to be outside in the wind, and he has no safety skills. So being outside for him means that the road is just another spot to walk into. So when we would go outside with him, we would have to put a harness on him and a leash and tie him up to us so that he couldn't get away. So what we needed was a fence around our entire property. And it's a lot of money to build a fence. We had sketched it out on paper. We're trying to figure out how to budget to save for everything. Ace takes medication every month, so a lot of our budget goes there. So when they came at me with Make-A-Wish, I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. He can't choose anything. I feel guilty taking something from somebody else who can appreciate it more. And then they're like, well, you know, they're not always trips. They're not always meeting somebody. Is there something we can get him? A stroller, a wheelchair, a swing? And I knew we needed a fence. And I'm like, well, what he really needs is a fence. And they're like, oh, we got you. And then one day they emailed me and they're like, by the way, people are gonna be coming at your house in this next week to put up your fence. We're like, what?
My name is Gunnar Rometz. I am a paramedic engineer here at Central Emergency Services. We at Soldotna Professional Firefighters feel it's not only a responsibility, but it's a privilege to us to be able to serve the community. So for us, we view it as we want to keep our fingers on the pulse of this community, because in our job description, we are public servants, but we view ourselves as more than that. We view ourselves as family, and the community is family, so we're always wanting to help out. We showed up at Ace's house. We had approximately 9 or 10 people from Soldotna Professional Firefighters show up. Our primary role in that was helping with the chain link fence, and we were mostly assisting the Home Depot crew, which they were the main force in doing this, so we just assisted them, and huge shout out to them for this as well.
My name is Tammy Dennis. I'm the store manager of the Kenai Home Depot. I heard about the project when Brooke from Make-A-Wish called the store and talked to one of the assistant managers, who then partnered with me because they knew that currently we were not doing any Team Depot projects, but he was very passionate about trying to make it happen. We were able to get some other local businesses to join in to help make Ace's wish come true, as well as some local firefighters show up along with our Team Depot members to go really install this fence quickly. We planned on it taking 3 to 4 days. Because of all the community involvement and help we had, we were able to do it in just about a day and a half.
It was hot out and they strung the fence up in our yard, just like that. And since then, I mean, like, we can open the front door and Ace can go outside and play. He runs the length of that fence often. You could see him running back and forth. He just loves to be outside, being free. He's not tethered to anybody. He's not stuck holding somebody's hand. He's not within arm's reach of anybody. He's just off, living his best life, running in the wind.